Hey there, folks. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Shadow Word Play. This is Chapter 11, where we start in the Outlands. And the first place we're going to go is Thrallmar. Thrallmar, I don't know what to think about this place. Many of you might have seen in some of my previous videos that out of all of the Outlands, Hellfire Peninsula is probably my least favorite. It's actually one of my least favorite questing zones in the entire game. I don't know why. I've never been able to stand Hellfire Peninsula, but this time I'd never done it on a Shadow Priest before. I've never really quested in very many zones on a Shadow Priest before, but this one went like especially fast. We plowed through Hellfire Peninsula incredibly quick, and yes, to this day, if some of you are still watching these videos who have been watching them from episode 1, you'll know that no, I have never done an instance, I have never done a battleground, I have leveled doing nothing but questing in zones. No dailies, no like Orgrimmar quests, no Silvermoon quests. It has all been quests in actual questing zones, from questing hubs, with quest chains, and I've had an incredible amount of fun playing this character. I had significant internet troubles for certain points of it, but then, I would log off and I would come back in a couple hours and everything would be fine, but it was really difficult. There was such a long wait between chapters 10 and 11. There was like a 2-week wait, which I really didn't want, but that's because where I live in a very small town in Canada, and there was a tornado warning. We were getting hailstorms and all these terrible storms, and the internet was just bugged right out. Not to mention that in the small town where I live, the best internet is not exactly readily available to us. So that became very difficult to put out high quality content on World of Warcraft. In itself, you have to be really choosy when you use the internet. But it was especially bad for a little while. Anyway, the first couple times I did Hellfire Peninsula, I had a lot of trouble with some of the quests. I wasn't half the player I am today. I consider myself a seasoned and somewhat skilled player. I mean, I am now able to very easily figure out what I need to do, figure out how I need to do it. Like my casting sequences and stuff that have changed quite significantly. Again, you might notice that my casting sequences have changed. Usually I would do Mind Blast, Devouring Plague, Shadow Word Pain, Shadow Word Death, Mind Flay, all of those things. And I learned very quickly that just totally eats your mana so bad. They're all incredibly good attacks, they're all incredibly effective attacks, but they absolutely devour your mana. They destroy the little bit of mana that you actually do have. So my new casting sequence very quickly became Bubble, Mind Blast, Vampiric Touch, Shadow Word Death, and Mind Flay twice. Now the Shadow Word Death, if you spec properly, will give you back 10% of your base mana when you use it. So instead of using, out of the like 5,500 mana I have here, instead of using like 2,000 of that to kill one thing really quickly, you use more like 500 in the end to kill something at like a normal pace. But since you're a priest, you have bubble. I mean, you have nothing to worry about. You're not going to get hurt. But so it does dramatically increase the time that it takes to do certain things and certain quests. Like I'm doing it here, it only takes 8 or 9 seconds to actually kill something. But if you were to use all of those other attacks, it would probably take 6 to 7 seconds. Doesn't sound like much, but when you've got to kill 25 things, it does add up. It does make a pretty significant difference. But like you've seen, I've been killing things for a while now, and I'm still at 79-80% mana, and that just wouldn't happen before. There's just absolutely no way I would still have that much mana left before. See, very quickly, we're coming close to hitting level 59. It may not seem like it because we're about 5 minutes into the video, but you have to take into account that since I was only leveling 2 levels, I did not edit out all that much footage. So say, okay, we're 5 minutes into the video. Mine are sped up 3 times. My video footage sped up 3 times, which is pretty significant. You have to think every 10 seconds is half a minute. So that's 15 minutes, and I think I cut out maybe 2/3 of that. Usually, out of like an hour and a half of footage, I'll only get maybe 4 minutes, 3 or 4 minutes of actual usable footage. And this time it was, 45 minutes, and I used like 15 of it. So it turned out all right because someone sent me a personal message on my YouTube channel saying, you show yourself getting the quests and killing like one person in the middle of the quest, but you don't show you really doing the quest. And I thought that would be kind of nice at this point where I could actually kind of show you guys in a little more depth how I actually do complete these quests. I know I've just said the word quest about 65 times, and I'm sorry about that. Out of all the Hellfire quests, these are my favorite. I adore these quests. I don't know why. I've always really been a big fan of these quests, where you fly around and you have to bomb things. Like you have to bomb in the Path of Glory, the gateways. There's multiple gateway quests, and there's ones where you have to bomb like peons and ballistas and all that good stuff. Anyway, so there's a lot of that kind of quest in Hellfire, and that part I do like. But I have to tell you, I was like almost overjoyed to get the Zangarmarsh, which is where I'm going to do the next one. But in the next one, I announced right off the bat that I was going to do level 60 to 62. Well, it ended up being level 60 to 63 because there's only going to be 4 episodes in the Outlands. It's going to be Hellfire Peninsula from 58 to 60, like you're watching right now, 60 to 63 in Zangarmarsh, 63 to 65 in Terakar Forest, and then we're going to go from 65 to 68. And I haven't been sleeping, so my memory isn't that great, so I can't, off the top of my head, cannot remember where the hell that is. But I swear I will. I'm pretty sure we do 57 to 58. We're going to do it just all in one episode, but 57 to 58 is, in fact, going to be in, what is that? The place with Area 52? Not Shadow Moon Valley. Jesus, my memory is terrible today. Anyway, we just hit level 60. We're about to go get our flying training, and that's gonna pretty well do it for this episode of Shadow Word Play. So if this is your first time watching the videos, like, favorite, subscribe, thumbs up, which is the same as like. Anyway, if this is not your first time being here, if you've watched all the episodes, I thank you very much. Leave a comment, tell me what you think I should do next. My name is Darren McDonald.